Think modern entertainment is weird? Wait until you see what passed for a good time in the Middle Ages. First up, putting animals on trial. Yes, pigs, rats, and even locusts could be summoned to court. They were even assigned lawyers. One lawyer famously defended rats by saying they were too scared of cats to show up. Then there was the Feast of Fools, a day when low-ranking clergy took over the church and did everything backwards. They wore masks, sang out of tune, and even ate sausages on the altar. It was medieval anarchy at its finest. Water Quinton was another hit. Imagine jousting but on a boat, and you're almost guaranteed to fall in. On Shrove Tuesday, whole villages would play mob football. There were almost no rules, and the field was the entire town. Windows were smashed, people were bruised, and the goal could be miles away. It was basically a legal riot. Sadly, they also loved bear baiting. It was a crowd pleaser in arenas, showing just how tough and cruel the times were. And let's not forget the professional jesters. Their job was to insult the king without getting executed. Risky business. One jester, Roland the Farter, was actually given land for his signature move. A jump, a whistle, and a fart at the same time. If you wanted a grand funeral, you hired professional mourners to wail and tear their hair out for you. They even had early versions of pantomime horses. Imagine two guys under a rug pretending to be a dragon or a horse. Miracle plays were huge. They were religious stories, but often filled with slapstick humor and terrifying demons. Even chess was extreme. Players got so competitive that games often ended in actual sword fights. Talk about a sore loser. Tournaments weren't just for knights. Commoners had their own versions, like blindfold pig beating. Yes, it's exactly what it sounds like. They'd try to hit a pig with sticks while blindfolded. Usually, they just hit each other while the pig watched. Ever heard of dancing mania? Thousands of people would dance until they collapsed from exhaustion or worse. The music was just as wild. Instruments like the hurdy-gurdy or the crumhorn made sounds you wouldn't believe. There were even rumors of a cat organ where pulling keys would, well, let's just say the cats weren't fans. Mummers' plays involved masked performers going door to door, performing weird folk stories for food and drink. May Day was another big one. Dancing around a maypole was fun, but it often turned into a massive party that the church hated. A Lord of Misrule was often appointed to lead the chaos. For a few weeks, the world was upside down. Winter fun included ice skating on bones. They'd tie animal ribs to their feet and slide around on frozen fens. Unfortunately, cock throwing was a real thing. It was a sport involving throwing sticks at a bird tied to a stake. Pretty grim. Public punishments like the ducking stool were treated like public spectacles. People would bring snacks to watch. Dancing bears were common street entertainment. They'd travel from village to village, doing tricks for coins. Dice games were the obsession of everyone, from peasants to kings. Gambling was the true universal language. Cheating was so common that some people made a living just by spotting loaded dice. Medieval detectives. Wrestling matches were brutal. No weight classes, no rules, just two guys in the mud until someone gave up. Archery wasn't just fun, it was the law. Every man had to practice on Sundays. It was the medieval gym day. Village fairs were the highlight of the year. Exotic animals, weird contests, and miracle cures sold by quacks. Stilt walking was a popular fair trick. It allowed performers to loom over the crowds and perform acrobatics. But the best entertainment was storytelling. Tales of dragons, saints, and knights kept everyone enchanted on long nights. Wandering minstrels were the rock stars of their day, bringing news and songs from far-off lands. Mystery plays were religious, but the parts with Hellmouth were always the most popular. Pyrotechnics in the 1300s. Even visiting relics was a form of entertainment. People would travel for days to see a saint's tooth or a piece of the cross. Pilgrimages were basically medieval vacations. Lots of walking, but lots of drinking and storytelling along the way. So next time you're bored, just be glad you're not wrestling in the mud or defending a pig in court. Thanks for traveling back in time with me. Stay weird and keep learning about history.